I'm James Anderson, speaker, author, educator. I help schools globally help students become skillful learners. There might have been a time when we could teach students what they needed to know and send them out into the world, but that's not the world we've got today. Today, change is the only constant and uncertainty is the only certainty. And in that sort of world, we don't just need lifelong learners, we need more skillful learners. Learners that are going to continue to grow throughout their lifetime. What's been going on in education is that for the past 2 decades, we've been focusing really strongly on teacher practice. We talk about quality teaching and standards of teaching. And during that time, the pressure, the focus, the expectations that have been placed on teachers have just gone up and up and up. And at the same time, what we've seen is students sitting back and becoming passive learners. They come to school waiting to be taught. We don't have a teaching problem. We've got a learning problem. We have expert teachers in our classroom. What we lack is expert learners. When I started out as a teacher, I always imagined I was going to be a senior biology teacher. But I landed in a middle school and I found that I fell in love with the learning more than the teaching. What I've developed in learnership is the recognition that we can become skillful learners, to raise the status of learning in the classroom from an act, just something we do, to something we learn to do well. An agile learner is someone who not only understands they're capable of growth, but also understands how to go about achieving that growth. Like John Holt said, learning isn't the product of teaching. Learning is the product of the activity of learners. And it's that activity of learners part, how students engage in the learning process. That's where the leverage point is. I imagine a time where you can walk past a classroom and you can see a teacher and they're doing a brilliant job. But I imagine a time when you walk past a student and you look at that student and you go, wow. Like the way that student is learning, that's beautiful. That's a thing of skill and amazement. I show school leaders from around the world how to create a culture of learning and growth. One that values the skill of learning as highly as the skill of teaching. One that raises the status of learning from an act to an art.